Welcome to Spinsterhood. My name's Jill and I'll be your guide. And we're in the kitchen. Today, I thought I would share with you my very simple, easy peasy recipes that are sure to impress your friends, maybe a special someone, who knows, I don't know your life. But they are two pies, so to speak. They're actually galettes, which are essentially tinless pies, if you will. They're kind of like a cross between a pie and a tart. They're super easy, they look impressive, and I mean, what more could you ask for? You can make your own dough. You could make your own pie dough, but I mean, really, why would you? So I'm using pre-made pie dough that you can get in the refrigerated section at your grocery store, usually by where there's like cinnamon rolls. I mean, a no-brainer. The two different galettes, it just sounds so fancy, that I'm gonna be making today are a peach blueberry galette and an heirloom tomato goat cheese galette. So, let's get started. Oh, and if you only wanna make one of these, I will put the timing down below so that you can skip ahead to that particular one. You're welcome. Before you get started with your prep, you want to make sure that you're setting your oven to preheat at 425. For this recipe, I'm using 2 heirloom tomatoes. They are about good palm size, and we're going to be cutting them into about 1/4 inch pieces. Before I transfer the tomatoes to a bowl, I do like to give them just a little bit of a squeeze to get rid of some of the excess juice, because tomatoes are pretty watery and we don't want our finished galette to be watery. When your cutting board looks like a crime scene, you know you've done it right. For the onions, you want to slice them up thin and throw them in a pan with some butter and saute them over about medium heat. To the tomatoes, I added the onion, some salt, some pepper, some dried thyme, just a little bit of each, just a little sprinkle. You don't need a lot. Some minced garlic, as well as just a pinch of sugar. So we're gonna mix that all up. This is how pre-made dough comes out. I mean, I'm telling you, to do all the work for you. You do have to be pretty gentle with it though. And this is pretty much the size that we need. So this is ready to be filled. You want to put everything in the center. And then this is also where the goat cheese comes in. So this is herbed goat cheese from the store. I'm just gonna cut it up and dot the tomatoes with it here and there. So here's the key to a galette. You're gonna slowly fold up the edges of the dough onto your filling, leaving the center exposed. You can kind of slowly pinch the sides. See? Really easy. We're gonna use 2 peaches for our peach blueberry galette, and I peel mine because I'm not a monster. You wanna make sure that the peaches are not too ripe. Just when you can kind of create that indent with your finger, that's when you wanna use them. Again, if it looks like a crime scene, you've done it right. To our peaches, we're gonna add about, I'd say, a heavy half cup of blueberries. I'm just gonna add those in whole. Next ingredient that we're gonna add is lime basil. Did you even know that there are different varieties of basil? Because I sure didn't until this summer when I went to the nursery and I saw that they had lime basil, so I decided to plant it. It's totally optional, you don't have to do this. Quick note on chopping herbs, you can stack them all and then roll them up and chop them like a chiffonade. I do not feel like doing that today, so I just kind of put them in a big pile and I'm just gonna chop them. The key to chopping though is making sure that the top of your knife does not leave the board. To our blueberry peach basil mixture, I added a teaspoon of butter. I eyeballed that, and I'm about to add a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. Pop that in there. I also am about to add 1 tablespoon of flour as well as 2 tablespoons of sugar. Put that in there and then mix everything up. You'll see people sometimes arrange this in nice little circles or whatnot. You know what? I don't do that. I like the rustic look of these because at the end of the day, taste is what matters the most. So put it on there however you want. We're gonna do the exact same thing. So the last thing that we're gonna do is give these a little egg wash before they go into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. All that is 1 egg, crack it, put it in a bowl, whisk it until it's pretty smooth, and then you take a brush like this and you brush it on. If you don't have a brush like this, don't sweat it. You could always use a paper towel. I mean, there's always ways around it, right? But you do really wanna make sure that you do the egg wash because it does help the dough get a really nice golden brown color, which is what we want. Now these are ready to go in at 425 for 15 to 20 minutes. And there you have it. Finished galettes. Once that comes out of the oven, you're gonna wanna make sure that it rests for a good 15 minutes. A couple reasons for this. Namely, it's hot. It's gonna be real hot. Like, burn your lips off hot. And I don't wanna see anybody burn their lips off. So let it rest. 2, similar to a steak, if you cut into those right away, all the juice is gonna fall out. You don't want all the juice to fall out, do you? Nobody wants that. Nobody wants all their juice to fall out. Anyway, you make this for your friends, family, special loved ones, if you know what I mean. And they're gonna say, "Galette out of here. Am I in France? Where did this rustic delight come from? It must have taken you hours to make." And whether you fess up to the truth or not, hey, that's up to you. I won't tell. But I guarantee everybody's gonna love it. So, till next time, you stay confident in the kitchen and beyond. And this has been Spinsterhood. Super easy, super delicious, and impressive. All the things we want in food that we're gonna make for people. And for ourselves, namely for ourselves, but for everyone else too. Why not?